Alliance Mobilization. I'd say this would be a controversial topic, but I don't think it actually is, at least in the player base itself. I think everyone is in unanimous agreement that this event has serious problems at this point. It is just not worth the amount of effort that is required according to the rewards. The rewards are not good enough to justify it. The problem is that the rewards have been power creeped by other events or just alliances progressing themselves and getting more and more diamonds from alliance gifts and speed ups and stuff like that. At the start of 2019, the middle of 2019, rewards such as, these diamonds, would that be 4,200 diamonds from a stage like that? That would go so far to getting you towards Meister 25. All the research speed ups, this would go so far towards getting you tier 4s. But now, at least in more established alliances, more established players, these rewards, for me personally, when I see a reward like this, it's literally meaningless to me. I don't even see it as a reward. I would never take this over anything, because if you're a serious player, you're going to have gold alts. It's just not possible to play the game otherwise. I have, 4.5 billion gold IMs just because I hit my alts when I need gold. Same with research speedups, really. Most people are at points where they don't want to do research, that they've either capped all their research out, or they just don't want to increase their power, because there's actually quite a lot of value in keeping your power as low as possible, or at least there is negative value in increasing your power needlessly, because if you're PvPing, for example, if you're, say, a 300 mil castle, and there is a 400 mil castle, if you're 300 mil and he's 400 mil, you send your lord out, he might go, okay, I can take this guy and attack you. And you can then, bait with your dragon and pretend to send your lord out and then take the hit. But if you did a bunch of needless researches, like, the wall stuff or the further researches, go to 8 marches, the reduction researches, and you're 500 mil, that 400 mil castle will never ever solo attack you. So you're losing so much PvP potential through that. And there's also the case of just being able to move around. Like on K21, we deliberately keep the power as low as possible to avoid invasions. But the amount of times we've had, at least to Reese this is, recruit supply, and then it's all going well, they're like, we respect you, we think you're nice people, we like your alliance, and then they see the scroll cost to come, and it's just, no, it's too expensive, I'm too big. You could find yourself in a lot of situations where if you keep your power lower, you can go to alliances or kingdoms you really want to. You can merit trip around to more servers, potentially easier servers. Like if you can go to servers where no one can solo attack you with your lord at home, you're in a really good spot there. But if you're too fat, you just won't be able to do it unless you have an absurd amount of scrolls. So all these rewards have actually been just power creeps by the progression of the game, but the effort required to get those rewards has never been decreased alongside it. In fact, I'd argue that the effort required is actually being increased itself, because you have stuff like the Iron Bank bug being fixed, and yes, it was a bug, but was it really hurting anyone? Like before, if you didn't know, if you invested, say here, 35k, and then you cancelled the Iron Bank, that would then count as 35,000 diamonds spent, and you could just repeat it until your diamond quest was done. Whereas now you actually have to pay out to complete those diamond quests, which makes them a lot more annoying to do. Now, what would I change about it? I know a lot of people want it removed. I sort of disagree there, because I do like the concept, and I do vividly remember how much excitement this event caused in the early days, and honestly I think just going back towards that would be good for everyone. It's just good for the game. Getting an event which people would like again, get people excited again. You know, you want people to want to work for these rewards, whereas now it's just a slog and no one cares. And I think mostly people do it just because they feel pressured to, or they're nagged to by their alliance leaders, which I am definitely guilty of myself. Like, people can slack to an extent, but if you're an event orientated alliance, you do want to be, you know, getting as high as you can on leaderboards and whatnot, because that's the focus of your alliance. That's what you're playing the game for. It takes so much of the fun out of the game if, you know, you're pushing people to play events like that and they're not getting anything back for it, because right now no one is getting anything back from it. These rewards need a dramatic overhaul. Like, these stages, like this 4 precise transfers, 3 more gold, research speedups. The gold and research speedups is literally meaningless to me. So it would be 4 precise transfers. Like, that's alright for me, at least personally. But then, like, here, 22, 30 dragon marks. I've got the dragon maxed. I have enough to buy horns and stuff. It's totally meaningless to me. Research speedups, I don't want to do researches. Meaningless. And then 5 washstones? 5? Just 5. What is 5 washstones going to get for you? You're going to roll your, like, infantry attack to a fortification defense with that. That is not going to help anyone. If that was 50 washstones, would that really be a problem? Like, if they literally multiplied all of these by 10, would it be a problem? Maybe, like, maybe with precise transfers, probably. Like, obviously, it's somewhat of an exaggeration. Like, 1 epic token? Could it not be 5? Would 5 epic tokens be that game-breaking? Like, in the Midsummer Festival, they're handing them out in 5s. It's 5 there, 5 there, 5 there, 15 there. They're giving SS tokens away just for free everywhere. Like, they hand them out for free in this login event, in the resource collection event, in the, like, milestone bonus here for the server, in Treasure Seeker. Could you not add SS tokens in there? Could you not have, like, 5 SS medals on one of these later reward stages? Like, even the badges, like, compared to before, I think it actually gives significantly less badges than AM used to. They changed the rewards before quite recently. They said they improved them. I'm not sure they did. They just made newer introductions to the game, like epic tokens, available, but they're in such small quantities that it doesn't matter. Like, 5 washstones is new, but no one cares about 5 washstones. It's like a third of a day blitzing nightmare with the honor token or something. A third of a day. It's not noticeable in any way. So I think they just need to dramatically increase the numbers across the board. I think they can further change the loot tables too. Stuff like Books of Wisdom should be in here. They're a very, very important part of the game right now. Like, Refined Rough could be in here. That could very easily be in there over Marks of the Dragon or Dragon XP or Washstones in such small quantities. Even, like, the badges you see with the Lucky Discount event, how easily it is to get attack badges right now, or even the Badge Wheel event. The fact they only offer attack badges on that wheel, it's telling they know that's what players want. That's the most valuable thing you can get. So why not just only make attack badges in here, rather than, like, my rewards here, it's what? Cav defense, and bow attack, and, like, spear defense. I don't want any of this. On the badge wheel, they just have cav attack, inf attack, spear attack, and then the other stuff around it. Those 3 are the most important things, and all I have is 1 cavalry attack in all my rewards. It should not be like that at all. It should be, you know, what players want to get, and then they'll put in the effort, and they'll enjoy putting the effort in, because they'll be rewarded for it. And that's what we want. It's a game. We want player enjoyment. That should be the main focus. You could easily up the numbers across the board. All of these could be, like 8-10 days of research speed ups. All the epic tokens could be 5 epic tokens. Motivation is very valuable, especially now after the diamond changes, but they could go up in numbers. Honor banners, would this hurt them putting it to, say, 30 honor banners? It's the last reward. The last reward should be the best. And here it's just so meh. And I do think we should see a slight revamp of the quest system. The refreshing system is kind of annoying for Marquee. The amount of time consumption it requires and just constantly being there if you want to do it properly is really frustrating, to be honest. It could very easily be something which is personal, where you have to refresh yourself, or you just choose what quests to take from a long list and you can only do one type of each quest per AM. There's a bunch of different ways you could change it. They can add more quests. They haven't updated the quests that are in there for so long. You could easily have spend X amount of motivation, kill X amount of certain levels of rebel leaders, kill rebel groups, dragon explorations. There's a bunch of different things you could add in there, but I'd just make it less needlessly time consuming. You could add in a lot of events we see the officials of an alliance be able to manage certain things, with buying the shop in Siege of Winterfell or something. You could have the officials be able to set power limits on the quests. If you're going to stick to this system and just say no quests below this power threshold will be able to appear, and then that would make it easier, because right now in any alliance that takes this seriously, if it's a quest below at minimum 125 points, I'd say, all those quests are getting refreshed. I don't care what it is, unless it's the last day and it's a huge rush. You can maybe keep small ones, but if you want to score well and get to the final stage, you want to be doing the easy 150s, 175s, 200s and above. And it just isn't necessary for it to be so awkward to get them right now. It really isn't, especially if you are in a super active alliance and you work all day and then you get home and you need to get your AM done. If you're in an active alliance, all the good quests are going to be taken on the first few days at least, literally within 2 seconds at most. If a 200 point spoils chest pops right here in Reese right now, literally every member is active, including all the shared accounts, the bank, everything. That 200 point spoils will be gone immediately. No one is just idly checking the AM board and getting a good spoils chest less than 24 hours into the event, which I guess in a way is okay, but what do you actually get from that? Who is winning there? It's just people sacrificing their time and stressing over this leaderboard, basically. It isn't really helping anyone doing it that way, so they can definitely make strides to make that easier to deal with, in my opinion. I think they should, because a lot of people have been quitting, a lot of people have been burning out of the game, so I think making strides to make the game more accessible, less frustrating, not necessarily less time consuming, but just make people spend their time on things they want to do, not things they feel forced to do. Because in that state, it isn't fun.